Luke here for Following Strength. We're joined today by Paddy the Dark Horse Haynes, England's strongest man, to give you your proper title, mate. How are you?
Oh, it still sounds good. I'm good. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, I'm great, man. I'm great. I was thinking today, what an incredible 12 months you've had. How does it feel coming to the end of that period?
It's nice now that World's Strongest Man's been on telly and I've got everything to show for it. I've done lots of recaps and this is when it's starting to sink in that you look back over the last 12 months yeah, we had a pretty good year because in the moment it's like we'd do a comp and then 3 weeks time it's the next one. So it never really sunk in. So for us to just get that time over Christmas with family and just be able to look back and everyone's so proud and even people in Banbury, they know who I am now and stuff. So you can't go to Morrison's without being recognised and stuff like that. It's very wholesome, but yeah, it's really cool and more than I thought I would ever do. That's for sure.
How was it watching yourself on TV at the World's Strongest Man final?
It's really hard to describe because even though you know what happens and I'm sat there, my heart's just pumping. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm not actually doing anything. I'm just watching it, but it's like the adrenaline and the competitiveness is and when I know I made mistakes and I'm about to watch the mistake and I'm dreading it and it's cool. But yeah, just proud. We had the whole family over to watch and yeah, it was just special. You just watching yourself do something I think 10 years ago you'd never in a million years predict. So it's pretty cool.
It must have been awesome, I guess, to see your parents so proud of you, seeing their boy on TV.
Yeah, yeah. It is nice, and they've always sort of believed in me. To be fair to my parents, they've all there was no issue with me quitting my job and all of that, and the farm. My dad's basically built most of the gym himself, so I'm very very lucky, and yeah, they're definitely very proud, and they've got their own ways of showing it. But I remember when I won England's, my dad grabbed the trophy and jumped on the podium. I've never seen him so animated. Do you know what I mean? All these other comps, I'd done all right in podiums, nothing, but then you get that win, and it's yes. And also, when I qualified for World Strongest Man, my dad couldn't come with us because he had the farm to look after and stuff. But I just sent the family group chat I've qualified, for the final, and I get a thumbs up, and I'm like, yes, Dad, staying true to form.
A proper stoic farmer. I like it.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I like it. And yeah, that 12 months, and I say this respectfully, you really snuck in and smashed it. You got that call up to Europe's kind of last minute,
Mhm.
get in there, smash it. That gets you a call up to Worlds. How far after Worlds was Europe? It's like 3 weeks or something.
Yeah, it's 3, 4 weeks, I think, because we had this frantic rush. For Worlds, you've got to have a medical done, which the NHS won't do. So you have to get that done. Normally, you're booking it in 8 weeks' time or something. We had to get that fast tracked, visas, flights, everything, and it was just yeah. And even Daisy was still with the NHS at that point. So for me, it was going into Europe. So she was like, "Shall I book the dates off for Worlds?" I'm like, "Absolutely not. I can't get her to book the Worlds dates off and then not qualify." I'm like, we can watch it, I suppose." But I just didn't believe I would. I didn't not believe, but I certainly wasn't putting money on the fact I would qualify. So yeah, all surreal, completely surreal.
And in such a short time frame. And then you're at Worlds. And then obviously, no spoilers, it's been on TV. Fifth place in the final in your debut year. Remarkable.
Yeah,
Coming home, Royal Albert Hall, £1,000 deadlift. I don't know what your PB was before that.
four
Um,
ten.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. And then heading out to Rogue. Um, what are your three kind of crowning moments of the year in your head when you look back at 2025?
I mean, 100%. Number one was my best moment of the year was the World's Strongest Man final. For me, the way I carried myself at Worlds, I was a bag of nerves because it's all just new experiences. You're walking around your heroes. You're how am I here? My heat was, I called it a bit of a heat of death. I think they all were, in fairness. But from the year before, I'd got Mitch, who in 24 came second. I had Rag, who'd come fourth, and I got Dewinski, who'd come fifth, and then Bryce Johnson, who, if you haven't seen in person, is a freak. He's massive. And then it was little Paddy Haynes. And so to get through that heat, I won the deadlift as well, which is a big highlight because I knew what they were doing. They put all the deadlifters together. that was not an accident. I refuse to believe it. So getting into the final, like that moment where I pressed the stone as well, that was what I had to do to qualify. I didn't know at the time. I think I'd already sort of qualified anyway, but pressed the stone, and then everything was just like the pressure came off. We'd done what we wanted to do, and we could just enjoy the final. And it was just genuinely fun. Like between every event, I was laughing. In the heats, I was dead like nervous and focused, and then I always perform better when I'm sort of just chilled and I'm not putting pressure on myself. So World Strongest Man, it always will be, I think, the highlight of the year. But that was my favourite moment. Um, Second, I think just winning my England's title, that definitely opened the most doors in terms of having that title is so valuable. Like, even with the YouTube, England's Strongest Man does this. Sponsors got behind me. I got two paying sponsors, which means like it helped me sort of reduce my workload a bit and pursue other things. So just winning England's and like by the tightest of margins as well. It was such a good comp. I put so much pressure on myself for that comp. I threw up all my breakfast. I was so nervous. That was the comp I was the most nervous for some reason. I think in my head, winning, like coming fifth at World, sorry, and then coming back and not winning England's would be really weird. I was like, I just couldn't accept that I couldn't not win this show. So I'm very glad I did. Um, and then third, I think probably was Europe's Strongest Man, to be fair, because it was just such a shock. Like I got a late invite. I don't think anyone expected anything. I'd come fourth at the Brits, and I think I broke the world record in the Shield. I think that was the biggest margin a world record's been broken in strongman by, if that makes sense. So that was a really cool, just random feat of strength that I didn't know I could do. So I found out I'm really good at carrying things. And yeah, getting on that was like my first international podium. So I'm going to remember that for a long time. And when I got my trophy, I remember Kielaskowski came up to me because he was in third and went, "Well done, small boy." I was like, "Thanks, mate." So really cool. And that was when I sort of my confidence, my attitude changed. And now like I go into Giants live shows. Like I am bigger, I've put on some weight, but like in my head, I'm not the skinny kid there anymore. Like I know I'm still one of the smaller guys, but Brits, I felt ridiculous. Like I just felt like a kid that had been put amongst like strongmen. And even though I held my own, and I did really well. Like I just felt out of place. Whereas now I go to a Giants, and I know people are sort of worried about me in a Giant show and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, it's really hard to pick just three moments from this year because it has just been an absolute whirlwind and a proper dreamy year.
Yeah, like a moment every month almost. I
Pretty much, yeah.
when you were
From
talking then, I've remembered you took the Husafel record.
I did, and that probably would have been fourth to be honest, because that was special. Like we had the perfect conditions. Thor invited me out to Iceland. I got to stay with Thor in his house. Like unbelievable opportunity. Um, and yeah, like because it was, I think the record for was about 86 meters, and I did the 109. Um, you had all these Icelandic guys come up to me, like calling their parents, calling their dads, and being like, "Someone's done 100 meters," and like, they were, "No, it's not possible." And that record means so much to me because it's literally there. It's just a stone on the ground. Anyone can do it. Anyone in the world could fly and pick that stone up. Like the Giants Live Shield carry, for example, like how many people are actually going to get that opportunity to play with that? Whereas this stone is like, it's been there for, I don't know, hundreds of years and it's got all this heritage and nostalgia. And I am the person on earth that can carry it the furthest. It's wild to me. It's crazy.
Yeah, not even just the person on Earth, the person ever on Earth.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's
And
ridiculous.
like, I think by some margin as well. I know, I think Levi Strong carried it a good like 88 meters, and Thor did 90. So don't get me wrong, this guy's close, but like, I think like if it came to it, like I could carry it further as well. Um, I don't know why I've got so good at just carrying things quite far. It's such a niche thing to be good at. If I was a superhero, I'd just carry stuff.
Farmer DNA in you, mate.
Yeah, that's probably it, to be honest.
Farm boy strong. One thing that's happened lately that really stands out for me is Strongest Man on Earth being cancelled for next year. Um, and it dawned on me that you weren't invited to Strongest Man on Earth last year. And I know
Mhm.
a lot of us kind of thought you would have been in the reckoning. Um, did that kind of light a fire in you midway through the year?
Yeah, I mean, we'll go right back to it, to be fair, because I sort of expected an invite to SMO, like, and that's on me really, because like I understand why I didn't get an invite because it is like the statically strongest guys. Brian wanted big dudes there. Um, it stung a bit because basically everyone else in the final of World's Strongest Man got an invite except for me, and pretty much everyone in my heat got an invite except for me as well. So I was just a bit like, is this personal or like? Anyway, no hard feeling. Brian then messaged me and offered me a reserve spot if anyone pulled out. But at this point, we were like 3 weeks out, and um, there was just no way. There was no way my body was going to hold like a 650 kilo yoke like after Worlds, and I had basically by missing SMO, I got the opportunity to do the Royal Albert Hall competition, which I podiumed, and focus on English Strongest Man, which I won. So that to me is like 100% clarification that I made the right call. You know, I got my world spot already. I could have got injured. God knows what would have happened. So I could have gone to SMO and maybe got in. I don't know how it would have worked, but I have no regrets. Like I did the right thing. I focused on the comps that are right for me. And in all honesty, I just felt at the time like it wasn't the right time for me to do SMO. Like, if I can have a 12-week build up when I'm stronger, whether that be in 2027, if it returns then, who knows? But I just needed, like, there's no point me going to that show and coming like eighth or ninth, like, and risking injury. And like, I would rather focus on shows that I could win or podium now and then come back to that one when I'm ready to do damage. And I have no issue with that in my career. Like, I'm being very good at knowing sort of the right thing to do. A lot of people will just bite the hand of anyone offering them opportunity, and I'm a bit more cautious. I'll weigh up like, is it a good fit? Like, it's not because I just want to win, it's because what am I going to get out of it? Like, is there a high fan base? You know, is there paid opportunities? You know, is it worth sacrificing other opportunities for? And then this one, Iceland's, Royal Albert Hall, England's all came about, and that was a better. Those three comps would do a lot more for me. Um, do I think it's a shame that Brian's cancelled it supposedly for 2026? Absolutely. I think the sport needs it. I think it's one of the majors. I think it will be a huge detriment to the sport if it doesn't continue. I honestly think it's a victim of its own success, and I think it's Brian's brain that has caused the issues because he sets the standards for these things so high and what he expects from it. I think if you ask the top 10 guys, would you go if he paid the flights, you know, no prize money this year, we're going to reinvest it in 2027. I think you'd get an incredible lineup just for the love of the game, for the love of the sport. I would go. I have a feeling Ben Glasscock would go, and I know all the Americans would support him. Like, but it's Brian's mindset and his pride that like he wants it to be the best paying show. Um, you know, he could put on a show in a car park. Like the first Shore Classic was in his garage, and it was, I think, one of the most entertaining ones to watch. You had the battle between JF and Jerry Pritchett on the deadlift, and you could just tell the vibes were really good. You could go back to something like that, just hire a little arena, 12 guys, sell 1,000 tickets, job done. 2026, it's scaling back to grow next year. Like that's how I would see it happening. It's a huge shame it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, and I can see why Brian wants the expos, he wants the fans, he wants arm wrestling, grip, all this other stuff. Because I've actually been to the Samoa, competed in the grip in 2023 and came third. That was a really cool opportunity. So I have sort of been, and it was just such a cool atmosphere. But I think it's just the speed it's scaled, and then Brian's team like hasn't scaled with it. So Brian and Kerry are sort of carrying that burden. I run comps, you've run comps, you know how hard it is. It is very stressful. I can't even imagine trying to compete in a show you're organizing as well, like and at a professional level with millions of people watching. Like I cannot imagine it. So I do not blame them at all. Always do what is right for your family first, before athletes, before fans, before anything. Like get your family life sorted, and then make a plan of how it's going to be sustainable before you continue it.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. I love that idea of like 10 people going out for the love of the game.
Just
I
the
think,
love of the game. We'd all do it. I'm sure strongmen are so the prize money is a bonus. Do you know what I mean? Like, and if Brian promises you that you do it this year, we'll get you back the year after, where there will be prize money. Like, people's true characters would come out. Do you know what I mean? Like, Brian has done more for the sport not than anyone, but the 99% of people. Do you know what I mean? So if you ask 10 athletes to go and do this to support Brian as a thank you to Brian, you could get 20, 30 athletes doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like, just as a thank you to the guy that sort of carved such a path for all of us.
Oh, one of the greatest of all time, right? Like top two for
100%.
everyone, top one for most of us.
Yeah.
Um, I love that idea. And yeah, I think I'd certainly watch and fly out there and be in there in person to watch you and Ben go at it, hammer and tong, you know, who can come back with all their ligaments and tendons in one piece.
Yeah, exactly. But it just doesn't need to be this huge spectacle every year. Do you know what I mean? I think it's made too chaotic too quick. But that's just the way Brian's brain works, clearly, and he wants it to be this huge thing. But, you know, who wouldn't watch like the 12 best in the statistically like heaviest show in the world? Like people would love it. Reinvest the profits the next year. Boom, we're off again.
In terms of like the big four, forgive me, I forgot that you went out and did the grip comp at SMOE a couple of years ago.
Oh, it's pretty not very well known to be fair. It was sort of a side quest, but it was good fun.
Now I remember the content of your road trip.
Yes.
With was it Shots by Stephen that went with you?
No, I went with my best mate Ryan. We just filmed it on like phones and I think I had a DJI little camera, and I edited them all in the hotels as we went, which was quite funny.
I love it, man. But look, so you have actually been in some guys to three of the big four as an athlete.
Sort of, yeah.
And then Worlds and Rogue last year, recently. What are they like as competitions? Are they similar?
They could not be. Rogue and the World's Strongest Man could not be further apart as competitions go, and I don't mean that as negative on either. They're just extremely different. Worlds, you need to be sort of ready for anything. Events could change, the set could change, a camera might break and it's going to delay everything by an hour. You know, it is what it is. It's a TV show at the end of the day. The Rogue, if you are 10 seconds later than you're meant to be somewhere, you will get an astronomical bollocking. as who was I with? I think me and Nick found out, or so I can't remember who it was, but literally, oh, you're meant to be here like 30 seconds ago, and we're like, oh, sorry, I was having a nap. But it is by the dot, everything's calibrated, everything's like so clean, and the professionalism at the Rogue is like it's unbelievable. Really, you have to sort of see it to believe it. But again, like, am I saying that's better? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, it almost makes it more stressful and less fun. Like, I couldn't. It was super strict where Daisy could go. Like, my coach just had to be in a certain space. Like, I like to have my hand held. Do you know what I mean? I need to be told where to go, and I'll lift the rock. Do you know what I mean? That's my job. So it was an experience. It was unreal to be part of it. It didn't go my way. My body finally let me down for the first time in 4 years, and I think everyone could see that something wasn't quite right. But it was still wouldn't change it. It was a really cool opportunity. I got an event win as well, which a lot of people are saying is like the best event they've seen all year and one of the best standout moments. So even that, you need to find like how to find positives in negative situations, and I like to think that's something I'm quite good at.
Yeah, the power stairs were epic.
Yeah, I
Love
was.
it, man.
That was a hard event.
One thing about the Rogue that I went to watch it the first year it was up in Scotland, and I was up in one of the booths with one of the sponsors behind the whiteboard, I think they're called.
Mhm.
Um, and one of the guys in there pointed down at the floor when they were setting up for an event. And there's all the guys in hard hats, running around with wooden boards and everything. And they pointed at one and said, "That's the owner of Rogue, Bill. Is it Heineke?"
I got no idea.
Um, and that blew me away. And they pointed, and his wife was down there, and they said, "Yeah, they own this multi-million-pound company, and they're down on the floor making
Yeah,
sure
that's quite
everything's
cool.
done, lifting everything because they want everything to be perfect for you guys."
I mean, and it was in like it literally could not be like it was the most professional organization ever, and you can tell like it's their statement piece, though, isn't it? Like Rogue, like this is a reflection of their brand. The equipment is mind blowing. Do you know what I mean? Like even the Viking press was like stunning to look at. Like everything is just like crazy, and yeah, they killed it, and like that can't go anywhere either because it is what it is as well. It's its own thing. That's what I like about the big four is really they're completely different, and but they all. It's very unlikely for someone other than Mitch Hooper to go and win all four because you need completely different skill set, say at the Shore, than you do at the Rogue or at World's Strongest Man. But um, I think before last year, I would have said it's near impossible to win all four. But the man, the myth, the Mitch did it.
Which of the big four do you think is your best shot?
World's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
I think World's Strongest Man, Rogue, SMOE, Arnold. The Arnold, because it's not many events, it's usually 5 events, it's usually heavy, and they normally put like 2 presses in. I just think, and a raw deadlift, it's like I'm never gonna say never because I am just gonna keep getting stronger hopefully over the next 5 years. But when I saw they picked like Luke for the invite this year, I was like, I wasn't upset. Do you know what I mean? I was like, this year my goal is as many Giants lives as I can. I feel like at the minute I'm like a bit like the golden boy of Giants Live. Like the comps suit me down to the ground. Usually there's like a nice sea of purple every time I go, and it's just nice, and I feel like that's where I thrive. Whereas the Arnold, give me a few years, and I think I'll be good there. But for now, it's like I wasn't too upset that I didn't get the call up for the Arnold. Like that's no dig on the show at all. It's just me personally. I think my strengths are better suited, and I think they recognise that as well. Hence why didn't get an invite, which is totally fine.
Yeah, I fully agree with you, man, and get where you're coming from. Um, for the Golden Boy of Giants Live is Brits. 5 weeks away. Might be 5 weeks today, I think.
Yeah, yeah, near enough is yeah.
How's the prep going? Excited about the events?
Yeah, I am. It's not, to be honest, they're not the set of events I would have chosen. They're not bad, but they're not like amazing either. So the nice thing for Brits for me is like the pressure is off. Like I've got a world's strongest man spot. I think Flynn has as well. I think Luke has. So obviously Tom has. So a lot of the top guys will probably be running on vibes. Obviously, everyone really wants to win it. Um, Prep for me wasn't fantastic, to be honest, until Christmas. Obviously, had to have some downtime off of Rogue, so my sort of prep started later than everyone else's, and I was sort of watching everyone else doing events and stuff and getting a bit of FOMO because I was doing sort of rehab stuff. But it's all part of the parcel. I feel pretty feral now. I feel very, very strong right now, which is good. Like we're peaking at the right times. But just the house move was a lot harder than I think I ever anticipated. Obviously, alongside running a coaching business, running merch business, and all this other stuff. So I've had a lot on my plate the last few weeks, and it's sort of now we're in the house. It's just us. We're chilling. Everything's calming down, and training's getting better as a result. And like this week just gone, so I don't know what the date is. Early Jan is that has been it's been basically a really heavy week of training. Next week I've got a deload week, and then the week after we'll run into the peak week. And all my indicator lifts are above where we were at for say like the Europe Strongest Man, which had like the deadlift I'm further ahead than I was. The pressing's moving better, so I'm really, really excited. I'm also off to see my friends, the Stoltmans, in a few days. I'm going up there on the 12th. So I'm going to do a bit of a training camp with them and get lots of YouTube content and stuff. So yeah, just go see their new unit basically and spend some time with Big Tommy.
Love it, man. What about the events at Brits? Which are the ones you think you might be pushing for first place in? Obviously, deadlift, power
See,
stairs.
even you saying that is so funny to me. Like, obviously, like I don't know when I became like an amazing deadlifter, as like everyone's like talking about, but I'll take it. Like, because at Worlds they did it so well. Because I think they had Mitch saying like I hadn't been beaten in deadlift for reps for 18 months, and they put that right before I went and beat him. I was like, yes. So I don't know. Deadlift's like it's just always been a loyal one, and I quite like the giant setup. It normally suits me quite well. But you've got guys like Bish, you've got Hixie. There are good deadlifters there, so they're going to need to be on form to beat me. I think is the main thing on the deadlift. Like I'm shooting for 10. Um, Power stairs I've won before at Giants. I think I can win that one again. And then even the press medley is okay. It's not for me a good result in pressing is like sixth, seventh, or eighth. I got fourth by half point at Brits and I zeroed the overhead. So if I can get say like 5 points on the press medley at Brits then I'm in a real dangerous spot because power stairs and deadlift, I really shouldn't be at the top three. I should win. Throwing, I'm pretty quick. It's just mistakes, it's ironing out all these creases and making sure you just have a good run on the night. And the car walk, I don't really know. Yoke's been very. I've surprised myself with yoke. I've said forever I'm not a good yoker, and then England's I almost won. I was about point one off of Kane, and then at the Rogue I was okay. I wasn't rapid, but I was steady. So I think I'll be sort of mid pack on the car walk. A nice like solid run. I don't think I'm going to blow anyone out of the water, but I just want to finish it and have a good run, basically.
At England, you were head to head with Flynn on the yoke, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And like he marched ahead.
I've never beaten Flynn on a yoke. This is because we've been up against each other however many times. So I sort of thought I'll use him as like a pacer and just try and hang with him. And then I see him drop it in the corner of my eyes, and then you can see my foot speed just like, okay, we'll put the pace on here, and yeah, beating him there. That was like the one event we were head to head, and that is like the difference of winning and losing. So crazy because it is like the narrowest of margins I won England's by, but yeah, it was nice to beat Flynn on a yoke. I don't think I've just always been the light guy. And doing a like yoke when you're lanky and skinny is, if you've not tried it, it's not very easy. So now I'm sort of filling out. I'm getting a bit slightly thicker thanks to cheese at Christmas. It's getting a bit better, but the issue for Brits for me, there's no banker, there's no shield, there's no sandbag carry, there's nothing that athletic. The power stage you could argue is athletic, but and the throwing, I guess, but there's nothing for me that's like I'm going to win that event. There's events I think I can win, but there's certainly not a I don't need to train this event type thing. So it should be hopefully a more consistent performance for me, but where that leads me, who the hell knows? But I'm excited to find out. I want to be on the podium. I want to win.
It's such a stacked lineup with kind of the newer generation guys like you, Flynn, Luke Richardson, Ben's in there, and then you've also got the old heads who are still absolutely crushing it, like Bish, Hicksy, those older guys. Um, is there
Hicks and
anyone
Hishy.
competing? Is there anyone competing that you think might be a surprise package?
Yeah, I mean, I've said for a while, Rory Hagen. This is unbelievable. Like, I think he should have got invited last year. I think he came joint first in Ireland and somehow didn't get an invite, which I thought was a bit of a shame because he's got the potential. That kid, like he's fairly similar to me, to be honest. He's very athletic, he's very fast, but he's quite strong as well. So I think Rory will do really well. He'd never post any training, so no one knows how he's doing. But if there was a surprise, I'd be like, just put a fiver on Rory being in like the top five. Like it's worth a road guess. Bish and Hixie, I put them in the same camp because they are both very, very good on their day. They've proven it. They've both won Brits. I think if I had to pick one over the other, I think Bish on these events is dangerous. I can see him podiuming. But he's not had a good run in Giants this last year, so we'll see. It depends, how his conditioning is. I think more than anything, because it's that fortitude to get through the show. Like you can't just be good on a few events. But I'm looking at Bish in his training and stuff, and I think he's looking good. So Bish wouldn't surprise me to see him on the podium. Obviously, Tom Stoltman at the minute just looks another level. I think Shane's done just such good work with him. I think he's going to be very hard to beat. I think towards the end of last year, I was saying like Luke Rich should probably be one of the hardest to beat at Brits, but I honestly think with these events, it's Tom's to lose. I think Tom and Luke are probably your two favourites. And then Luke Stoltman won it last year. Like you say, Flynn's in it. He's always annoyingly dangerous because he'll just come fourth on every event and then be up there. Ben's annoyingly good now. There's so many. Like coming seventh in this lineup wouldn't be embarrassing. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a good result, but it's just a reflection of like A, how important events are, and B, how unreal the standard in Britain is at the minute, and I love it.
Yeah, it's incredible. To be a fan there is going to be really awesome, man.
It's almost like the lineup and the achievement is higher than the title you get for it. Do you know what I mean? Because if you win that show, and Britain's Strongest Man's a great title, obviously everyone wants it, but yeah, that's about as hard as winning like a World's Strongest Man final. It's not far off.
Yeah, it's not far off. Yeah, World Strongest Man final lineup, Royal Albert Hall last year lineup.
Mm.
It's big, man. It's big. Thank you so much for your time, Paddy. Before we get off, I wanted to ask you a little challenge. I want you to build your dream strongman for us, okay?
Is this for
But
performance?
let's go for performance. Yeah,
Okay, fine.
it's yeah. You've got to choose active strongmen only. Can't have anyone from the past like Big Z or anything.
Yeah.
And you can only choose each person once. So you can't say Paddy Haynes for every category.
Oh, right, okay.
So the categories are going to be deadlift, overhead, grip, stones, loading race, mindset, like their mentality for competing,
Hmm.
and the rig, who's got the best body in strongman.
Okay.
So come on, take us through it. For deadlift, who are you picking?
Deadlift, I think you've got to pick Trey. He is just something else. Yeah, I pick Trey. I mean, obviously there's other guys in that conversation, but I think Trey's won more deadlift events this year than anyone.
Ooh, I love that. But is that controversial? I thought you were going to say Thor.
Oh yeah.
No, 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 we've gone with
Yeah,
Trey.
but I've beaten Thor in a deadlift event this year, and no one else can say that. So,
True,
um,
Iceland. Yeah,
yeah. Oh God, maybe. I think. I
Trey's a
mean,
great pick.
Thor on a classic deadlift, 100%. But like Trey's proven like raw deadlift is feral. His 18-inch deadlift is ridiculously good. I think on a normal deadlift bar and a deadlift suit, Thor would win without trying any day of the week. But I think you could just put any deadlift bar, whether it be like a 4-inch axle that's got square wheels, like Trey would pull half a ton on it. Do you know what I mean? Like he's so just raw strong. So that's why I say. And I'm a guy that gets a lot out of a suit and gets rinsed by fat Americans for not being able to deadlift without a suit. So that shows that I'm not biased towards deadlift suits. Sorry,
Thank you.
Thor. He's going to
And
murder me now.
Trey's deadlift at the Royal Albert Hall probably gets him
Exactly.
the title.
And he got 10 in the heats at Worlds. He won the deadlift in the final of Worlds. He's the best deadlifter consistently.
Trey's the deadlift. Okay, overhead.
Lucas Hatton,
Yeah, awesome.
because he's got 2 centimeter long arms.
The biggest chest you've ever seen. Uh,
Yeah.
grip, who we going?
Eddie Williams, nicest guy ever as well.
Hercules Hold King.
Just grip king. Like the stuff I've seen him do in grip is freaky, like crazy.
That's awesome, man. Okay, loading race. You can say
Me.
it if you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me.
Love it. Mindset. Who's got the right mentality to compete?
I'm gonna say Mitch Hooper because like I think he's got the intelligence as well as mindset. And he's just desperate to win. That feels like I might have wasted my Mitch Hooper like top trump, but I'm gonna put Mitch on mindset.
I think that's a good one, man. Stones.
Stones, we're gonna go Tom Stoltman.
I was gonna say you better say Tom before you see him next week.
Yeah, yeah, get
And then
crushed.
the most important one, he's taking his top off. The ladies are swooning. Who's got the best rig in strongman?
And there's only one answer here. It's Austin Andrade. No, it's not. It's Pablo Corriaca.
Handsome Pablo. That would be quite the athlete if they're all together, mate.
Oh, I know. And like, this is what strongman is. It's fun, isn't it? Because you can't. There are people that are very, very good at every event now, but like, I like it when there's people that specialize, like myself, but then like Lucas, like putting me and Lucas in a strongman comp together is so funny because like he will just win the events I'm shit at, and I will win the events he's shit at, and where we end up is part of the fun. But that's strongman to me. It's all just get as good as well rounded as you can, and you've got so many different body types and genetics and stuff like that. But it'll always be interesting to me.
I love it. Paddy, thank you so much for your time, mate.
It's all
Stay,
good.
stay healthy, and we'll look forward to seeing how you smash it at Brits.
Yeah, fingers crossed, broski. Thank you so much.